In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 college basketball games happening on March 14, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Wisconsin versus UCLA. The 5th-seeded Wisconsin Badgers managed to maintain their first-half lead against Northwestern and secured a 70-63 victory in the second round on Thursday. Their ability to keep control of the game and hold on to the lead helped them advance. Meanwhile, the 4th-seeded UCLA Bruins claimed 4th place in their inaugural season in the new conference, thanks to a strong finish to the regular season. When comparing these two teams, there are a few factors to consider. On one hand, UCLA benefits from having had more rest heading into this matchup. On the other hand, the Badgers are no strangers to playing in this tournament, and head coach Greg Gard knows exactly what it takes to push his team through to the semifinals. While UCLA is undoubtedly talented, this will be their first ever appearance in the Big Ten tournament. It's not as if there's a significant gap between these two teams, both of which have a 13-7 record. In their first meeting earlier in the season, the Badgers shot 50% from both the field and the three-point line, performing well overall. However, they did have some defensive lapses that allowed UCLA to keep it close. That game took place nearly 2 months ago, and a lot has changed since then. The only regular season meeting between these teams was a thrilling game that the Bruins narrowly won by just 2 points on their home court. UCLA is known for their strong defense, but even they couldn't contain the Badgers, who put up 83 points in that contest. Wisconsin shot 51% overall and made 15 three-pointers, while the Bruins were able to shoot 50.9% and limited their turnovers to just 7. In this upcoming game, the Badgers should be able to apply more pressure on defense, and they have the advantage in terms of depth. Wisconsin has 5 players who averaged over 9 points per game this season, giving them more scoring options and flexibility across the floor compared to UCLA, who relies heavily on Bilodeau and Daly. This is UCLA's first time playing in the Big Ten tournament, and the 2-day wait before their game could prove to be a disadvantage. The Badgers, on the other hand, come into this game with momentum after their second-round victory, having covered the spread in 6 of their last 10 games. While UCLA's fresh legs might seem like an advantage, they may actually struggle to get into rhythm early, which could cost them against a Badgers team that is already in full stride. Wisconsin gets their revenge in this matchup. As our first pick for this game, the Wisconsin Badgers money line is our full game side pick. Wisconsin is one of those Big Ten teams that used to play a very slow, methodical style of basketball. However, according to KenPom, they are now ranked 153rd in adjusted tempo, meaning they are playing at a faster pace than UCLA, who has gone over the total in 3 straight games. In their most recent regular season game, Wisconsin struggled defensively, allowing 86 points at home to Penn State. Despite their occasional defensive lapses, the Badgers are likely to face much tougher tests than they did against Northwestern. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Illinois versus Maryland. The number 7 Illinois Fighting Illini are coming off a high-scoring 106-94 victory over Iowa on Thursday. Maryland, the 2nd seed in the Big Ten, boasts a solid 24-7 record for the season and a 14-6 mark in conference play. This will be the second time these two teams face off this season. In their first matchup, the Terps triumphed with a dominant 91-70 win on January 23rd in College Park. Now, the two squads will meet again on Friday in Indianapolis for a quarterfinal showdown. This game has all the makings of a thrilling contest. However, it's important to note that Illinois was not at full strength during the first meeting. Thomas Lavovicic was sidelined due to an illness, which affected the overall performance of the team. That's not to take anything away from Maryland's strong starting 5, but the Illini have a clear edge in one important area: their bench. Illinois has a much deeper rotation, with key contributors like Ty Johnson coming off the bench, as well as Ben Humrichs, who averages 8 points per game, and Draw Gibbs Lawhorn, who adds 7 points per contest. Inside, both of Pavicic and Johnson are tough matchups, and when you factor in the solid contributions from Kasparas Jekušenis, Will Riley, and the steady play of R.J. White, Illinois has the tools to challenge Maryland more effectively this time around. While Maryland has had the better overall season, they're currently on a hot streak, having won 8 of their last 10 games and covered the spread in 7 of those contests. Additionally, Maryland enjoys a rest advantage, which is likely a factor in why sportsbooks are favoring them heading into this matchup. That said, Illinois is a talented and dangerous team, especially in an underdog role. The Illini have shown that when their offense is clicking, they can compete with anyone in the Big Ten. Plus, let's not forget about the motivation factor. Illinois is hungry for revenge after being handed a tough loss by Maryland earlier in the season, and they'll be eager to right that wrong. As our first pick for this matchup, the Illinois Fighting Illini money line is our full game side pick. Maryland has been the better team overall this season, primarily because of their fast-paced style of play. They rank 55th in adjusted tempo according to Ken Palm, whereas Illinois is slightly faster at 17th in the country. Maryland also boasts a trio of dangerous perimeter shooters in Rodney Rice, Jacoby Gillespie, and Selton Miguel. On the other hand, Illinois is versatile enough to score both inside and from beyond the arc. The Illini have been hitting the over in recent games, having gone over the total in 3 straight contests, and 5 of their last 6. In their regular season meeting, these two teams combined for a total of 161 points, easily surpassing the 156-point over-under. Both teams feature 2 of the top 3 scoring offenses in the Big Ten, averaging over 81 points per game and 61 field goal attempts each night. Maryland's offense is one of the fastest in the conference, ranking 59th in overall tempo per Ken Palm. While the Terps' offense did slow down a bit toward the end of the regular season, they still managed to score 76 points or more in 5 of their last 10 games, including hitting 83 or more points in 4 of those contests. Illinois is even faster, ranking 16th in the nation in tempo. They've been on fire offensively, scoring 81 points or more in 4 straight games and in 6 of their last 9. Although the Illini played an intense game on Thursday, they should come out with plenty of energy and momentum. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. North Carolina versus Duke. The Atlantic Coast Conference Tournament is set to feature an exciting semifinal showdown between the number 5 North Carolina Tar Heels and the number 1 Duke Blue Devils on Friday. This game will see 2 of the conference's best teams clash in what promises to be an intense contest. Duke has been dominant this season, having already handled North Carolina twice in the regular season. The Blue Devils secured a decisive 87-70 victory at home and followed it up with another strong 82-69 win in the regular season finale on the road. However, with the absence of Copper Flag, who is expected to miss this game for Duke, the matchup now takes on a very different feel. This will be the 3rd meeting between these 2 historic programs this season, and for North Carolina fans, it may not be the news they were hoping for. The Tar Heels have struggled in their earlier matchups, falling 87-70 in the first game on February 1st and then suffering an 82-69 loss at home on March 8th. With Cooper Flag sidelined due to an ankle injury, many are wondering how much of an impact his absence will have. Even with Flag not playing, I still have to side with Duke in this matchup. The Blue Devils remain a very dangerous team and seem to be offering us some value with Flag out. Despite missing a key player, Duke still has enough firepower to comfortably extend their lead and secure a 3-possession win. The Blue Devils rank 8th in the nation in 3-point shooting and 7th in field goal percentage, both of which are critical assets. Additionally, Duke has been in great form, winning 9 straight games, with each victory coming by at least 8 points. As our first pick for this matchup, the Duke Blue Devils to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. When it comes to offense, both teams can score with the best of them. Duke has averaged 83.5 points per game throughout the season, while North Carolina isn't far behind, putting up 81.5 points per contest. Even without Flag, Duke has a wealth of scoring options, with 4 players shooting at least 40% from beyond the arc. With North Carolina ranked 31st in the country in adjusted tempo, there will be plenty of opportunities for both teams to score, and the game is likely to feature a fast pace. North Carolina's offense has been impressive this season, and they certainly have the firepower to go toe-to-toe with Duke. The Tar Heels have been putting up 81.5 points per game, which ranks them 21st in the nation, while Duke is not far behind, averaging 83.5 points per game to sit in 7th place. Both teams are among the top 25 in adjusted offensive efficiency, which only adds to the potential for a high-scoring game. In addition, North Carolina ranks 33rd in adjusted tempo, utilizing 70.6 possessions per 40 minutes, so it's clear both teams will be looking to push the pace. I think we're in for a classic, high-scoring North Carolina-Duke rivalry game that could provide plenty of exciting moments. While the total for this game is high, I believe we're in for an offensive explosion. Both teams have the talent to make this a very entertaining matchup with a lot of scoring. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Arizona versus Texas Tech. In the Big 12 semifinals, the second-seeded Texas Tech Red Raiders are set to face off against the third-seeded Arizona Wildcats. Arizona bounced back from a tough season-ending loss at Kansas by securing a victory over the Jayhawks in the nightcap of Thursday night's quarterfinals. Texas Tech, on the other hand, fought hard in a back-and-forth battle with Baylor to make it to the Big 12 tournament semifinals. In their most recent games, Texas Tech barely held on after a poor shooting performance in the second half, while Arizona played solid basketball on both ends of the court, earning an 11-point win. When these two teams met earlier in the season, they each claimed victory on their home floor, splitting the regular season series. In both games, Texas Tech managed to score over 70 points, while in their loss on the road, Arizona struggled offensively, posting their lowest score of the season with just 54 points. For this matchup, you can almost disregard the scoreboard and just focus on the key statistics. If Texas Tech gets dominated on the boards as they did in Arizona, the Wildcats will likely take the win. However, if the Red Raiders can at least hold their ground on the glass, their strong perimeter shooting gives them a solid chance to advance to the Big 12 finals. Texas Tech has not shot over 40% in either of their games against Arizona, nor in their victory over Baylor. Despite this, they managed a 2-1 record in those 3 games, which highlights the importance of their rebounding. In the 2 wins, the Red Raiders had a combined +18 advantage in rebounding over their opponents. In the 1 loss, they were out-rebounded by 13. While Arizona may not be as dangerous from beyond the arc as Baylor, nor as tough defensively, they will still challenge Texas Tech's interior defense. However, the Red Raiders are well equipped to answer that challenge, with one of the best perimeter shooting teams in the conference, ranking second in both shooting percentage and 3-point field goals made per game. Arizona, by comparison, ranks just 10th in the Big 12 in 3-point defense. When it comes to the season series, Arizona and Texas Tech each secured 1 win. Arizona certainly has the potential to pull off another victory, but they've been inconsistent lately, having not won back-to-back games in over a month. During this stretch, the Wildcats have struggled defensively, and I don't anticipate those issues improving when they have to play on back-to-back days. Texas Tech, on the other hand, has been the more consistent team throughout the season and is a legitimate Final Four contender. Given their consistency and the Wildcats' recent struggles, I'd need more points to bet against the Red Raiders. Historically, the favorite has won and covered the spread in all 4 matchups between these two teams since 2012. I expect Texas Tech to keep the rebounding gap close and ultimately win this game on the perimeter, bringing them 1 step closer to their first ever Big 12 tournament title. As our first pick for this matchup, the Texas Tech Red Raiders to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. In their 2 meetings this season, Texas Tech and Arizona each went 1-1 against the total, but both teams surpassed the over in their respective quarterfinal games. Arizona plays at a fast pace, ranked 52nd in the nation for pace of play. While Texas Tech doesn't push the tempo as much, they are an efficient scoring team, ranking 3rd in the Big 12 for scoring. Additionally, as mentioned earlier, their strong perimeter shooting will help boost the total. Given both teams' offensive firepower, it wouldn't be surprising if this game went into overtime, which would push the total well past the number. This matchup is shaping up to be an exciting one, with 2 high-powered offenses set to face off. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.